Swadikap, Kasit Piromya once again from Bangkok in the midst of the month of August 2025. And this time I will express a bit my personal opinion about the situation in the Middle East between Israel on one hand and the rest of the Arab world in general, and the Arab Palestinian in particular. I am of the view that peace can come back to the Middle East because we are rational human beings with great intellectual capacity. But of late, we have been using our ability more on preparation for war, preparation for conflict, rather than preparing our mindset for peace and peacemaking. And we have seen lots of atrocities committed by all the protagonists. And we keep on wondering, how can we, the human beings, with so much thinking capacity, could ever succumb to the temptation of hatred and violence? We have been behaving like as if we are the subhuman beings and not the human beings. And one of the sad events of our global community today is the ongoing conflict between the Arab Palestinians and the Jewish Israelis. In spite of the fact that for thousands of years they have been living together in the same land area at the utmost eastern end of the Mediterranean Sea, and from their own traditional beliefs passed on through successive generations, they are more or less the same people from the same ancestors. And both the Arabs and the Jews are people of the book, believing in one God, the Almighty. Same belief, same blood lineage, and yet they have become the fiercest of the enemies. A lot of atrocities have been inflicted on one another. It's so strange, and yet it's so sad. So is it about time that we start talking and working for peace, for a peaceful settlement of the conflict, and not through wars and atrocities? I am, for one, is on the side of the people around the world that if the Jews could have a state of its own, then why not the Arab Palestinians? So we all need to work for a two-state solution. One Israeli state, one Jewish state, and one the Palestinian state. It is not beyond the human capacity, but there are a set of conditions to be agreed upon first. And I'm of the view that all the armed element of the Arab Palestinian side should lay down their arms. Second, there should be military withdrawal, military occupation of the Israeli forces, both in the Gaza Strip and in the West Bank. No more military occupation, intervention and attack and so on by the Israeli armored forces. And at the same time, the West Bank and the Gaza Strip should be pacified by the presence of the international keeping forces under the UN blue flag to ensure safety and to act as a buffer between Israel and all the Arab Palestinian side. The UN could also work hand in hand with the PLO to ensure the smooth transition from the conflict zone, the Hamas dominance and so on, until a new election were to be held both in the West Bank and in the Gaza Strip. And development assistance could be forthcoming for the rehabilitation of the West Bank and the Gaza Strip. The two states can live side by side with the guarantee of the international community through the UN Security Council as well as the UN General Assembly, with the presence of the UN peacekeeping forces and UN observers mission to ensure the smooth transition inside the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, as well as the return of the Palestinian refugees from Lebanon, from Syria and other Arab countries to the Palestinian state side. And all of this could be done in the open for the international community to monitor, observe, and render the necessary support. Israel could be assured of its security, that there will no longer be any threat forthcoming from terrorist groups or from any far-right Arab movements and so on against the very existence of the Jewish people. Peace, harmony, common prosperity should come back to the children of Abraham, to the people of the book. It's like a mandate from heaven. And why not? Thank you very much. ขอบคุณมากครับ